That's right. We're wrapping it up at Garyj in the afternoon for you today here on GJRB Online. Going to wrap up with some more Christian favorites and just kind of wrap up our show for today, close out. But I want to remind you that coming up, we'll be back on the air on Monday with the Positive Rock Show. Well, our CCF church services first at 12 o'clock noon Central Time. Then right after it's over, we have the Positive Rock Show for you here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. So I hope you'll tune in for that broadcast. We'll be on the air live at 2 o'clock Central and have all your favorite Christian hits, new emerging artists. And I have a lot of them coming up on Monday that we haven't played in a while. So I'm going to be going through the rotation, picking up some new stuff, and we'll play some of the songs you heard today on our Positive Rock Show. So we'll play some more Petra, White Cross, and a few other great ones. So tune in for that live. And, of course, our worship set as well coming up on that day, featuring some more new worship songs. Have a new couple of new artists that we're going to be introducing, including a young man that's been all over the internet. Incredible young man who is autistic, has a lot of problems. He's blind, but he can carry a tune very well. We got him coming up. Also coming up, we have a lot more other ones, so I hope you'll stay with us for that live broadcast on Monday, right here on Spreaker across America, on GJRB Online, the Positive Rock Show, and new emerging Christian artist. And we'll be off the air, no broadcast Tuesday. I'm going to try to get back here Wednesday with the Gary Russin program and a couple of shows there, a couple of Gary Russin programs. There will be no jazz next week. No jazz broadcast, no smooth afternoon next Friday. But I will reschedule that for a jazz weekend coming up later on in the month, probably before I close out for my surgery. I'll let you know when that's going to happen too. So just to let you know exactly what programs are scheduled, and of course don't forget that don't forget that you can get on the GJRB Spreaker public site, and I have the schedule will be posted on a broadcast. So just go in there. Matter of fact, it'll probably be on this one. All I do is I go into the CME there and change the description and put the schedule right there on the front page so that you can catch it. And I do that so that, and of course, for people who follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus and all that, I post the schedule on there too, as well as Pinterest, right after I get off the air, so you know what's coming up. Okay. All right, stay with me. More stuff here. I thought we'd just kind of wrap up our show here. And tell you, thanks a lot for joining me. And if you don't, of course, as usual, I'm not getting the listeners this afternoon. So I don't know. Work on that one. No listeners this afternoon. I checked my Facebook page and Twitter, but I don't know if people are listening in other sources. So I'll look for that as soon as I sign off here. And let you know, maybe there is some people out there. You just never know. I mean, really. So this is a very short recording, this final part. This is just schedule information, and I will post that on the Spreaker public site for you right after we're done. Okay? Let's see. Had a great time playing the music, giving you the news and information. Hope you enjoyed it. And hoping that maybe perhaps we can gather the listeners that I really, really want on Spreaker. And like I said before, I don't promote the station because GJRB, seriously, folks, doesn't have a budget. I just don't have the money to, I can't make money here, so it's like I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place, and I have to invent my own promotions. So it takes me a lot of work. And so that's why, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. All right, whatever the case may be, I'm going to pick a song to end it because we're going to be closing out here pretty soon. Let's see. I'm going to, first of all, Let's see. I'm going to, first of all, talk about what we got coming up on the Gary Rustin program. Some of the things we talked about today, including another shooting in, oh, that's horrible. Another one in California, Los Angeles area. 15-year-olds. How are they getting guns? You have to wonder about that. Really. So we're going to talk about that on the next Gary Rustin program. We're going to have a couple next week. Like I said before, we'll not be on the air tomorrow. I got to be working on my Positive Rock show and getting the looking at my rotation and stuff. So we're going to be I'm going to be working on that. So I will not be on the air tomorrow, but I will be back on the air on Monday for another live show, Positive Rock show. Will not be on the air Tuesday, but I'm planning on some broadcasts for Wednesday and Thursday, Gary Rustin programs. So I'm hoping that maybe we can get some listening audience. So I'll be changing my schedule around a little bit on the public site. No jazz next week. Okay, I was gonna do a smooth jazz, smooth afternoon next week. That would have been next Friday, the 9th. But I've got we got our couples get together on that Saturday, and I like to have those two shows. Like I said earlier, they come in a package. The smooth jazz, smooth afternoon on Friday, and then on Saturday I have the best of jazz, and I run a lot of nonstop jazz in between it on my local end, which is Cool Jazz 106.7, and some really soft music at night. And then I go back into some smooth jazz on Saturday. I usually repeat the best of jazz. Or rather, I repeat the smooth afternoon right after the best of jazz. Sometimes, well, I do that. But usually, what I do is I set it up so now. Lately, as I was telling you, we haven't been having the band practice at our church, and usually that. So I've been going on at 2:00 lately on Saturday. So, like I said, 2:00 on Saturday with the best of jazz, 2 to 4, followed by the encore presentation, locally only, of course, on Cool Jazz 106.7 on our 9-foot signal. I repeat the smooth afternoon. So I'm going to be moving that around again pretty soon. I'll be rerunning that again at its 2:00 time slot again on a Saturday. I repeat it, and on the 9-foot signal only. But I'm going to see how this works. I'm going to be doing that. But it will be when we go back to when I move the best of jazz back to the 12:00 hour. On the Saturday, then I'll be playing that after that show's over. So that's how I'm working that one for continuous programming on my local end. I'm trying to working on continuous programming here, and I'm going to eventually be doing that where I'm going to take shows off so that I always have room on the Spreaker public site, and repeating some of those programs on as GJRB programming here on Spreaker. So we're continuously broadcasting either on the frequency here or on the 9-foot signal. I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to say goodbye. It's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot for tuning in. That's going to do it for Gary J in the afternoon today. Had a great time playing all these tunes, and really didn't get a chance to play a lot of really good ones, but I got a lot in. I can say I got a lot in. We just a lot of variety here on this station. A lot of variety. And that's what this whole program's about. Gary J in the afternoon. I'll be having this show on more often under our spontaneous program schedule. So keep it here on GJRB Online, and I will post when we're going to do another show with this format. Watch for postings on the GJRB Spreaker public site. On my program postings on Spreaker, here on Spreaker, on GJRB Online, okay, and also on the on our GJRB Online on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, all those social sites, so you can be informed of what programs we've got coming on GJRB. So you can be aware of it, and you can set it off and plan on tuning in. So that's the whole idea, you know. So that's it for me. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm going to leave you with the Stockwells and On the Dotted Line. Have yourself a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
She come home angry just to find her pay with what she's doing. The streets they call her name in the middle of the night and want her for attention. On the dotted line she signs and asks to keep those in mind. Let 'em know my baby's no stranger to cold as an angel. It's where she wants to go.
America's Street Music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grassgolds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle with all the great songs you heard before and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too. At a brand new time, every third Saturday at 12 noon Central on GJRB. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel, Radioland. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJR. As men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with the Bible. Will be bigger than ever in 2018. More spontaneous broadcast, more of your favorite shows on more often. Details in January on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.